Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another mini guide. Today we are looking at Arsenal. So in these guides, we're going to look through the squad, see which areas of the team need strengthening, dynamics. We're going to look through, see if there's any good youth talent, how much we've got to spend, what the board expect us to achieve this season, and all that good stuff. So let's start off with looking at finances. Little does Arsene Wenger know, he probably does know he's sitting on £80 million, decided not to spend it, but we've got loads of money in the bank, as you'd expect with Arsenal, £80 million to spend. We've got £190 million of loan, £1.82 million a month. That's not too bad. That'll just run on and disappear. You know, Arsenal make enough money that that's not a problem. What do the board expect us to achieve? I'm going to say Champions League. Yep, of course, it's Arsenal. FA Cup final, League Cup they won't care about, Community Shield they won't care about, the Europa League, final. So that's the thing to bear in mind, that you can't just, it's Europa League, we won't worry about it. It could cost you your job if you don't worry about it. So let's have a look at the staff quickly, just to see how much we need improving. The staff looks decent. Could do with another fitness coach if at all possible. We've got space for one more person, and the rest of it's all right as well. Just a little bit of strengthening needed, not a total rebuild, which is nice. The team reports, we lack quality depth in goal beyond Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch? No, Peter Cech. And we also lack quality depth behind right wing back and left wing back. Okay, so we probably kind of know where our problems lie straight away, but the rest of it's all good. So let's have a quick look at the dynamics just to see who's in who. So like some of these, this is an interesting one, this, because most of the time the team leaders are like, nailed on first choices. Koscielny obviously is. Santi Cazorla's had so many injuries. He's out for 7 months. By the time he comes back, he's 32. He's going to struggle to get in the team. And whenever you sort of get rid of somebody that's a team leader or highly influential players, then his mates, which is pretty much everyone in the squad, might get pissed off. And the same goes for Mertesacker. I like centre-backs with a little bit of pace. They've optimistically given him 9 pace in this game. And 7 acceleration. But let's have a look at the team. Right, we're not going to go through every single player, but we're just going to look at positions as a whole. So in goal, we've got Peter Cech and David Ospina as a backup. I don't think he's a bad backup. I think he's an okay backup. Peter Cech is obviously a very good first choice, so we don't have to worry about that. Obviously, the big problem being he's 35. So I'd either be happy with the goalkeeper situation this year or replace David Ospina with maybe a young and up-and-coming goalkeeper that in maybe 1 or 2 years' time can take the place of Peter Cech. So, thinking longer term. In the central defence, he's retiring at the end of the season, old Mertesacker. So we've got Laurent Koscielny, very good. Mertesacker, good apart from pace. Callum Chambers, who seems to be around forever and never getting game time, who's a solid backup. He's actually an okay, if he was like 4th choice centre-back and maybe 3rd choice right-back, that's fine. I think he's good enough to be in the squad. He's never going to set the world alight. Rob Holding is a decent young English player. He's going to get better, maybe as a 4th choice centre-back. And then we've got Mustafi, who's very, very good in the game at least. I bought him in one of my previous saves in FM18 and he was absolutely solid. So I'd say overall, centre-back-wise, we've got Nacho Monreal, who can also fill in at centre-back, although, 15 heading, 12 jumping reach, solid. Yeah, obviously he's a left wing-back, but, he could do a job. So centre-back-wise, I'm completely fine. Obviously, 2 of your best centre-backs are 32 and 31, so longer term might be an issue. But I'm quite happy with this. I don't see Chambers or Holding making it long term, but they are fine squad players. They're never going to be a first teamer, I don't think, but they are decent squad players. At fullback, our options on the right are Chambers. We've got Debuchy and Hector Bellerin. Now, the game says we lack depth at right wing back. I think Debuchy's all right. He's not, setting the world alight. Another one that's a bit old as well, 31. But you've got Hector Bellerin, who's a very, very good, rapid right back. So I'm okay with that. If I've got like money to spend at the end, I might do something with it. But at left back, we have Saeed Kolasinac. Was it Kolasinac? That's it, yeah. Who's already become a bit of a cult hero at fullback. Obviously, Arsenal picked him up on a free. He's best as a defensive fullback, but he can also play wing-back, because reasons. He's okay going forward. Absolutely rapid. His physicals are ridiculous. He is a beast. So he's best as a defensive fullback, but he also has the player trait gets forward whenever possible. So he's a confused young man, but he's a decent left back. And then we've obviously got Nacho Monreal, who can also play at left back. So they're both decent. I'm okay with left back. It's probably both fullback positions are okay-ish, aren't they? They're decent. So we'll see how much sort of money we can bring in, what other areas need strengthening. So if we're looking at central midfield, we've got El Neni, who starts the game transfer listed. He's more of a deep line playmaker. Yeah. Okay, depending on what's going on, you probably could keep him. He is listed and he is valued at 25 million. And he's not really going to get a massive amount of better. So then you've got the cock blocker himself, Francis Coquelin, who's another ball-winning midfielder. We've got Granit Xhaka, who's a deep line playmaker, sort of decent player, still young, still can improve. We've got, I'm just looking at pure central midfielders here. We've got Aaron Ramsey, who can play central midfield. Again, another playmaker option. We've got Santi Cazorla, who is a central midfielder. Very, very good, but I'm not sure how much you're going to see him, to be honest. And then we've got, speaking of how much you're going to see somebody, Jack Wheelchair himself, who's all right. At least he can play behind the striker, gives him a bit more versatility. We've got Alex Iwobi, good up-and-coming sort of youngster. We've got Mesut Ozil, who's obviously sort of world-class. We've got Theo Walcott. We've got Lacazette, the new guy, who's just ridiculously good. Play him up front, don't play him on the right wing. Otherwise, you're a plank. Danny Welbeck, who's all right. I think he's that one of those players that's good. He's. I don't think for a team like Arsenal, he shouldn't ever be a first choice. He should be a backup. He should be sitting on the bench, can play on the left, striker, and all that good stuff. But he's pretty decent. Then we've got Sanchez, arguably the best player in the team. Again, play him up front or on that left wing, so they can sort of share the role. And Ollie Giroud, obviously more of a target man option up front. So looking just on the out, from outside in as what I do, tactics-wise, and where I'd sort of look to strengthen is what does the assistant recommend? So he's recommended something like this, and actually it's not too far off, to be honest. I think we don't. I'm just trying to think. You could easily play two up top. This is one of the, so far I've done Man United, Man City, Spurs, Chelsea as my team guides that I've recorded so far. And none of them had the depth of strikers that these teams have. They have, arguably, Man United maybe do, but the other teams, pretty much, unless you were going to buy a striker, you're playing one up top because you don't have the squad depth. But obviously Lacazette, I'm quite fancying just sticking Sanchez up front. Lacazette and Sanchez up front would be pretty scary. And then you've got somebody like Giroud who could come on to change a game if you decide that, your tactic isn't working. I'm just going to put it back at the 4-4-2 for the time being. Let's say if you're playing, this Lacazette and a Sanchez, neither are big target men. They're both rapid, in behind, all that sort of stuff. If a team's proven tricky to be break down, you could have a secondary tactic that might even be the same shape, but just have target man support, Ollie Giroud, and then either Lacazette or Sanchez running off him. Maybe you could swap it. You could even play something more like this, where you could play Sanchez in behind, Lacazette up top, sort of thing like that. Inside forward would be nice. But yeah, I think it's pretty versatile. I'm going to spend, what was the money we had to spend? 80 million quid. Where am I going to spend 80 million quid? I'm going to spend 80 million of your Earth pounds. I can see why the El Neni's listed, because there's three players that are all pretty similar level. There's so many sort of, like, all this team here is all sort of, all good without being special. I wouldn't do anything up top. I think with the likes of Sanchez, Welbeck, Lacazette, Theo Walcott, Ozil, Giroud, I think we're fine up top. I'd probably then maybe go back to fullbacks. I'd probably, like, Kolasinac is a decent player physically. Going forward, not so much. I might go all out on a big name left back and then maybe a 20-year-old wonder kid goalkeeper that in the next couple of years will replace Peter Cech. Right, there we go. Oh, no, hang on. Got to check the youth talent. There might be some little fruity gems. No fruity gems. Obviously, always check these guys. I'm just, I'm not going to go for each player. Like, I know Reece Nelson is a really, really good youngster. And although it says 4 stars, look at it. He's only 17. He could become really, really good. So, but I'm obviously just for time's sake not going to go through the under 18s. We'll definitely leave them alone. So there we go, guys. There's my little Arsenal mini guide. Hope you enjoyed that. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe for tons more FM18 content instead of like Let's Plays, experiments, guides, and all sorts of random shit that I'm coming out with this year. And also, if you're an Arsenal fan or you're managing Arsenal in your game, please let us know in the comments and let us know tips and tricks. Should we keep El Neni? Is he actually world class? Is Per Mertesacker actually the fastest man in the world? He just keeps it quiet. Stuff like that, players that work, tactics that work. Please do leave it in the comments and help out all the other people watching this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.